welcome to another episode of Two Sisters of a Certain Age, Conversations with a Therapist.
And a doctor.
I'm your co-host, Judy Grant, licensed marriage and family therapist.
And I'm your co-host, Dr. Sophia Grant, board-certified pediatrician and board-certified child abuse pediatrician.
So, Candy, we're recording on a Thursday evening.
Yeah, which is like we've never done before.
And I'm exhausted. I could sleep right now.
I am so beat. I'm glad I'm wearing my glasses to like hide how tired my eyes are. But, you know, the exciting thing is we have some upcoming things, travel. I'm going to a conference. Then I'm going to India and the Maldives. So we just kind of wanted to knock out this episode so we'll have something because we don't want you to be holding your breath if there's a break.
Right. Because you're on the edge of your seat every other week waiting for the next episode.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are sacrificing our pillows right now to get on and record.
Right.
So here we are, folks. Here we are. And, you know, it's funny because right before we started, I remembered a story that Mommy has told. She was driving, I think it was back from dropping you off at school in Pomona.
It had something to do with visiting me. I don't know if she was coming to or leaving.
Right. So she was driving and was so tired, so sleepy that she started screaming in the car. She was the only one in the car.
To try and keep herself awake.
And I think it was going to you because I think she got to you and went to sleep.
She went into my bed. Yeah.
That was so funny. So before we started, I was like slapping myself around to wake myself up a little bit.
Most people turn on the radio to wake themselves up. Our mother screams. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right.
So, Candy, what are we talking about this evening?
We're going to be talking about money and budgeting and things like this. I saw a TikTok where this woman was talking about stuff she does in retirement to make her money last. And then it got me thinking about budgeting and the times where I didn't have any money. And I know you had times where you didn't have money. So why don't you, I'll share, like when I graduated medical school and started residency, what little money I had from my medical school graduation, I used it to rent a U-Haul to drive my stuff to DC. But I remember wanting to rent a movie at Blockbuster and it was $1.99 and I could not afford it. That's how broke I was. And then I kept on saying how broke I was. And then I think you sent me either $600 or $700. And that was like a lifesaver for me. And I like paid it back in like 5 months or something. But that was some serious brokenness. What about you?
Okay, so a lot of things are coming to mind. But I'm really thinking about my time at NYU. I had some student loans. Mommy gave me a little bit of cash and she's like, figure it out. This is all I'm giving you. And so I had to be on a very tight budget. And I would go to the supermarket with my groceries on the conveyor belt, like crossing my fingers that I could afford everything with the $20 I was holding in my hands. And, you know, they'd ring it up, and I'd say, you can put that away. Yeah, I don't need that. You can put that away because I only had the $20. And, you know, at the time, that's just what I had to do.
Right.
And I bought the bare necessities, and sometimes I would splurge on Quaker oatmeal. Sometimes I would splurge on stoned wheat thins, and there's a whole story about that. But it was what I had to do. And, you know, in the moment, it certainly didn't feel great. But looking back, I'm so appreciative because it like I appreciated money
Mm-hmm.
more. Like there was a time where you kind of just take it for granted,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you're not thinking about it like, oh, I need this, let me go and pick it up. And the reality is I did not have that freedom,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't going to call and ask mommy for more money.
Right.
Um
Our father
so
had died.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and I just wanted to figure out how to make it last. I got really good at eating um stir fried broccoli and carrots over rice.
Mm-hmm.
That was a mainstay because I couldn't afford a protein,
Right.
the chicken.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a regular part of my diet.
Right.
And one of the funny things, you laugh at the story. So many people laugh at the story when I tell them that, I usually like a little something sweet after my dinner. Doesn't have to be a big old piece of cake, just a little something something. And so I would buy like a king size Snickers bar,
Mm-hmm.
and I would put it in the freezer, and I would take it out and cut
Like a
a
sliver.
little sliver and eat that. And I would make that last me for a month,
Okay.
whatever it was. But it's like, I don't have the freedom just to go and buy another Snickers bar.
Right. Right.
So this thing is going to last.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually, just talking about food, remember being so broke that when I started residency, we were like a certain number of meal tickets for being on call. And
Right.
I would be off call, like on the weekends, but still drive to the hospital to get food because I could have a good meal there. And that was like
Right.
until I got my first paycheck. That is some serious brokenness.
Yeah.
And I was a doctor, but I didn't have any money.
And the thing is, that time when I was able to lend you that money, um, I was so proud of that, the fact that I had $600 or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it was to lend it to you, because I never thought that I would be in that
Right.
position.
Right.
But at that point, I was working
Mm-hmm.
and you were still essentially a student.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But the concept of budgeting um,
Are
is
you good
something that
at budgeting?
I'm not great at it.
Mm-hmm.
I really am not. Um, and but I will consider the price. I'm not just going to buy anything, and I'm not buying
Right.
things full price,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, and what I will do is if if for instance if for instance I was still shopping at Target, but I haven't been there for a year and a half. um, I would compare the price of what I can get at Target versus what I could get at Costco versus what I could get at Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like, okay, and I would just make a mental note, like, okay, this is less on Amazon or at one of these other
Right.
locations. So I would certainly do that.
And it's easy
Um,
to do because you can check everything online. You don't have, it's not like the old days where you have to go and even on
right,
Amazon, what is it, Amazon? Or just online, they have the same thing in different prices at the different stores.
right,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and so I definitely did that. But like when I go to the grocery store, I'll see the different products and I'm looking for black beans. Do I really need the Bush's black beans, or can I go with the supermarket brand black
Mm-hmm.
beans? Yeah, I can try the supermarket brand.
Right.
If I don't like it, now I know. But
Mm-hmm.
if I get it and it's fine, there's no reason for me to spend that extra 60 cents on the Bushes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm definitely mindful of that. And what I find is, like, especially when the children were younger, they would just go to the supermarket and grab something off. I'm like, did you check the price?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you got to go back and check the price. You got to compare the different options that there are and see what is the most reasonable um, option for you.
Right. Right. You know, when I found myself as a single parent taking care of these three kids, I remember we used to, like, a big treat for the kids was Chili's. Let's go to
Oh
Chili's. You want
yes.
your, and we would occasionally do it. And I could afford it because the kids were eating kids' meals. And then Boogie discovered that, like, when you order a drink, it's unlimited refills. And he said, Mommy, why don't we just buy one drink and just share it? I said, babe,
Sherry.
I'm not that broke. And then Yaya would, like, when you read a certain amount of books, you get like little coupons. And so she's 7 and she has her little purse, and we go out and she has a $3 coupon, and then she would like put it on the table, slide it over as if she was sharing, uh, paying for a meal. Yeah, so we went through some very tight times, but thank God all that is over. But it's always kind of fun to look back on the times where you had less. Now, some people, they're always in a state of, you know, want. And
Mhm.
I'm grateful
Mhm.
that's not me. And I'm not making light of the people who are, because it certainly was stressful for me.
Yeah.
But, we made it last. So I just want to go over a list of the things that the woman online mentioned.
Candy, before you jump
Mhm.
into that, I just want to say similarly, when the children's father and I separated and divorced, it was hard.
Oh, yeah.
It was very hard, um, because here I am with 3 children, paying the rent on my own, all of these different things, all of the expenses that come with just living, and the children have needs. So I was so thankful that my kids were not like these name brand sort of kids
Oh,
where it's
yeah.
got to be this jean or that
Oh,
blouse
yeah.
or these shoes. They didn't care.
No, neither did mine. Neither did mine. TJ Maxx was my department store. And as they
Yeah,
got older and they wanted things that had names, they were paying for it. They were the ones, like, they've never asked me for anything crazy.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
so you and I both have a similar experience
Yeah,
in that regard.
yeah.
Just trying to get established after, post split, post divorce, what
Uh-huh.
have you, and being mindful of every dollar I spent. And
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, and I'll say it openly, I went into a lot of debt
Mm-hmm.
during that time because, like, what I was making and what I needed, the math wasn't mathing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up going into debt as a result of that. Thankfully, over time, I was able to pull myself out of it, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a real challenge.
Yeah,
It was a real challenge.
yeah.
But the thing is, the children, and they were so young, they didn't
Mm-hmm.
realize it.
Yeah, I thankfully, I mean, I paid for my divorce on a credit card, and
Right, me
I
too.
had to pay for that over time. But I didn't have any significant debt. But what I did do is, like, when Haley was in college and she would have internships, like, I have access to my kids' accounts so I can send them money. But sometimes the bills would come in and I'd be short, and I'd transfer money from Haley's savings into mine to cover the last whatever, and then transfer. And I did that dance for years, literally years, probably maybe 4 or 5 years. I did that. And thank God we had attached accounts. But it's so funny because sometimes when you have a savings account and you transfer, like, your bank charges you for making too many transfers. I'm like, it's
Right,
my
right,
money. I just felt
right,
like I see how poor people or people with less tend to stay that way because the system is designed to keep you down. Oh,
right,
you owe $2,000, just pay $25 a month at an interest rate of 18%. It'll take you 9 years to pay it off.
right, right.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you were going to talk about this list.
So, it was called 7 Things to Cut to Thrive in Retirement. First thing she mentioned was books. She doesn't buy books. she goes to the library and she physically picks up a copy, or she uses the Libby app. You can actually borrow books on an app from the library, and being a member of the library is free. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was super smart.
Excuse me.
And I, sad to say, do not belong to a library because old books gives me the creeps. And like the worst thing is when you have a library book and there's food and crumbs. I'm like, this is disgusting. But I do understand that there are a lot of benefits to the library. I was talking to somebody and they said our library has like crafting classes, sewing classes, knitting circles. So even though you may not be a fan of the physical copy, you could get,
Mm-hmm.
a virtual copy of the book, but go to the library and see what else they have offered. And I think when you're of a certain age or retired, that might be a whole different friend group that you get to cultivate because you're going
Right.
to the library.
Right. And speaking of books, when because I love to get a book, I love to read. Um, but when I'm on Amazon, for instance, it will have the hardback, the paperback, hardback copy, and then the Kindle version,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that is a great cost saving way of reading a book is via Kindle because you're not paying for anything
Mm-hmm.
that you hold in your hand. And I have to be honest, I don't have a Kindle. I'm not in that mindset at this point in my life. But I always note, like, oh, this is a really inexpensive
Mm-hmm.
way to read a book,
Right. Right.
So that is a real option in regards to maintaining that love of reading on an economical,
Right.
in an economical way.
Suppose I tell you I have never read a book on a Kindle. I can't, the thought of not having a page to turn, or, I am just too old school. When I read medical articles online, I'll read it, decide if I like it, then I'll print it. And I have a file in my office with printed articles that I like to just pull up and reference.
Yeah, because I like something physical in my hand. I get it,
Yeah,
Candy. I'm the
yeah,
same way.
yeah.
I'm the
So
same way.
so that's not
But
a snobby thing. I think that's related to age because,
right.
and I do have a bunch of books in here. I love my books.
Yeah,
Um,
me too.
but books that I have purchased and I read and I didn't love, I will donate, give away. But the books that I love, I keep them. I keep them.
Right.
Okay. So another thing she said is household cleaners. She
Mm-hmm.
doesn't buy a bunch. She doesn't buy like kitchen counter floor. She makes her own household cleaner with vinegar, water, and a dash of dishwashing soap. And she says it
Right.
works great.
Wow.
I have so many cleaning products.
Me too.
And I think I can probably cut back, but certain things I do love. I do love the smell of Pine Sol, and it just makes me feel like, my tile is clean. Um
Right.
and like no matter what you do, your shower gets moldy. I just bought like a gallon thing of moldy shower spray that I'm going to pour off into spray bottles. So I thought like, oh, look at you, you're saving money, you're
Mm-hmm.
using less packaging. But I do think I can cut back on my cleaning stuff. In that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, the
Ah.
father always used Windex. Windex is
Yep.
vinegar, and I don't know what else is in it. But I'll use Windex on the kitchen counter. Like I use Windex as a multi surface cleaner.
I do the same. I
Mm-hmm.
do the same for sure. And I think you're right. And this woman makes a really
Mm-hmm.
great point about we have those ingredients on hand and
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be far more economical. I should just try it and see if I like it.
Mm-hmm.
What's, no
Yeah.
harm, no foul,
Right.
right?
Right. And a lot of those things are very expensive. The cleaners are very
Yes.
expensive. Um,
Although let me go ahead and throw this out. When you're buying, I love the Dollar Tree. I
mhm,
love Dollar Tree
mhm,
because a lot of the things that I would buy in the supermarket are a buck 25 at Dollar Tree. So that's another really good way of still getting the products that you need at a far less price.
right.
So that's something that I will employ. One of the things that I love to buy at Dollar Tree are spices,
Mm,
because you buy like a bottle
yeah,
this
they're
big and it's
expensive.
five
Hmm.
$6 in the supermarket. I go there, same size, not a no, not a big
Right.
brand, but salt is salt,
Right. Right.
you
Yeah.
know, and I buy it for a buck 25.
Yeah.
I remember when I got Maya set up in her apartment in San Francisco. She's like, "Okay, mommy, I'm going to need spices. We're going to Dollar Tree."
Hmm. Yeah. No,
You know,
and
so,
a lot of the knockoff stuff in the Dollar Tree is just as good as, other places. Like, if I'm having paper plates from a party, am I going to go to the Dollar Tree? No, because they're going to be flimsy like this. But can I get vinegar at the Dollar Tree? Yes. So,
mm-hmm.
that's a good point. Um, let's see. Another thing the woman said is she has little back stock. Now, what
Oh, okay.
anybody who goes to Costco knows that you get like 2 gallons of Pine Sol, you get multiple, you have storage, extra storage in your laundry room, in your garage, wherever. But she just buys as she needs. She like one shampoo bottle, she's running low. Let me get the next one. And I'm thinking of my shower right now. I have 4 or 5 different types of shampoo. Do I need a clarifier? Do I need a moisturizer? Do I need,
Right.
and that if I were to do that, that would be hard for me because I feel like it's a scarcity mindset that I don't want to attach myself to. And I recognize that it is a blessing
Yes.
to be in a position to buy above and beyond what you need. Now, the
Yeah.
thing is, when you have kids, if I just had one bottle of shampoo, they would take it and I would have none. You know, kids kids always take what you have.
They
And
have a
if
way of
mhm,
finding their way into your
uh-huh.
bathroom.
And then if your kids come and visit, mommy comes. Like, I will get like 36 rolls of toilet paper from this, like, you know, kind of ecological, recycled paper. It's called Who Gives a Crap. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll have the box of 36, and I'll see her. I take few toilet paper. So she'll leave with 3 rolls. And it's nice to have more so you can give it away. I like that. I like someone coming to my house, liking something, and say, "Oh, just take it. I have extra." I feel like it's being hospitable. But I
Mm-hmm.
know people on fixed incomes don't really have that flexibility to give things away.
Right. But going back to the whole Costco thing, and I know this woman says I buy as I need,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a cost savings to buying in bulk. We
Mm-hmm.
all know this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you also, when you're buying at Costco, it's like, yeah, I might be saving money, but you got to be sure to eat up all of that food
Oh
so
yeah.
it doesn't go to waste,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you're on a budget and you're buying at Costco, but the food is not being eaten, so that's now just wasteful and you're spending more money.
Right. But some people will go to Costco and split things among friends.
Yes, that's true.
So you have 20 paper towels. Let me take 5, you take, so that works too. And you can do
Yeah,
it on one Costco card. You just go with your shopping list and you can do that. So I think
right.
that is economical to buy, and so you always have. What this woman does is she will buy, like, she doesn't go to Trader Joe's because we know Trader Joe's has highly processed food, and by the time you make it yourself it ends up being more expensive. So she meal preps. She'll cook one day a week and she'll store everything in the freezer like
Mm-hmm.
she has her own prepared meal. With I can get behind because, it won't be as processed. It'll have less sodium, fewer chemicals. So I
True.
can get behind that.
Yeah. I think meal prepping takes a bit of
Mm-hmm.
discipline, but once you get in the habit of doing it, it's like everything else, it just becomes natural.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Um, then she says she goes to Aldi grocery store because
Right.
she likes not having the variety. Aldi will have one of one thing, so you won't get confused. You won't, you take that one thing. Now, what I will say about Aldi is their fruit and vegetable section is very good. I don't know where you guys are listening to, what part of the country, but Aldi has decent fruits and vegetables. Another thing
Mm-hmm.
I found, if you go to the Hispanic grocery
Mm-hmm.
store, they have fruits and vegetables that are less money and better quality.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, there's when all the kids were home, there were some days where it would be my shopping days. So I have to go to the Mexican supermarket, I have to go to Costco, and I have to go to the regular. It would be three different places
Oh yeah.
to feed my family.
Yeah. And then you have to go to Trader Joe's. I you know,
Mm-hmm.
I have the whole circuit
Yeah, yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And I remember when we were like in college and we would come home, mommy would tell us how she has to buy more toilet paper knowing that we're going to come home.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes your budget, your day-to-day budget spikes at different times because maybe you're having kids come home.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're having a dinner party. Maybe, just these other unexpected things are happening that can increase that budget.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yes, yeah. And then our brother Steve would make fun of us because, of our big bottoms and needing all that toilet paper.
At least we
So
wipe our bottoms.
that's,
I can't say that for Steve. I wish you were listening to this. Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's
Okay.
good.
Let's see. So I mentioned the no prepared meals. Then clothing. This is so easy for me to get behind because I already
Mm-hmm.
do it. Instead of going to the department stores, which like I walked through a department store recently and I was peeping at the prices. They were ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I like it just seems so wasteful. But go to thrift stores. Now, what I will say about thrift stores, yeah, you see a lot of fast fashion, but let me tell you, you see some quality stuff. You see stuff that people are only getting rid of it because they're tired of it.
Right.
Because,
Right.
oh, I've had this blazer for 20 years, or this doesn't fit me. It's still good. I want someone else to have it. You go to thrift stores and you can get some really quality products at the thrift store. And if you just kind of have a running list, oh, I need some high-waisted black pants, and then every time you go, you just look for something. I guarantee you will find it. And
Mm-hmm.
there was a time where Haley would give me a list of things she wanted, and every time I'd go, because Haley doesn't like to go to the thrift store, she just likes me to present it to her,
Yes.
washed, washed,
Right.
and ready to try on. But thrift shopping, clothing swaps, anything you can do to lessen the cost. And then another thing is, you don't have to have every new style. You don't.
No.
Do not jump on the trends. Like, I've never been a trendy dresser. And what I have on today, I can wear 20 years from now. So if you buy
Well, but
classic styles, you should be in good shape.
classic, yeah, classic styling. And maybe if you've got your classic stylings, sure, if you want that more trendy little blouse, sure, but
Mm-hmm.
your staple items
Mm-hmm.
are good quality that are going to last a long time.
Yeah, yeah. And then you can always jazz stuff up with a little silk scarf that you can
Yes, you
also get
can.
at a thrift store.
Mm-hmm.
And those things are timeless. They're not trendy. And even if you want to jump on trends, you can do trendy stuff with thrift store stuff, you know? You can get
Right,
old because
right.
everything recycles, cycles through again.
On another note, today Grayson was wearing a T-shirt. I'm like, where did you get that from? Is that from Zachary? And he says, close. I'm like, Haley? And he's like, it's from Aunt Candy's Christmas
My
thrift
Thriftmas
store.
store.
Your
Oh, I
Thriftmas
love it.
store.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I haven't been shopping for my Thriftmas store the entire year because, of course, if you start shopping after Christmas, where am I going to store all of this stuff? I don't
Right,
have a lot of
right.
storage in this house. And what I like to do is I like to go get the big bags, keep it in the garage, wash it, and then and while I'm thrifting, I think, oh, this would be good for Maxine. Maxine got a whole wardrobe for her boyfriend in the
She
Thriftmas
did.
store.
She did.
So,
Yeah, and
um,
those just those leather pants that I thrifted from
uh-huh,
you because they were your leather
uh-huh.
pants. I'm going to wear those to Maya's fashion show.
Okay, all right.
I got
Nice,
to look good for the show.
nice.
Okay,
Um,
so what are the other
okay,
budget
so
options that she was referring
yeah,
to?
you know when you have to buy Microsoft products, like you pay to use Microsoft Word on
Yes.
she says if you have a Mac and even Google has their own forms of those,
Yes.
so you don't have to pay for it.
Right.
So like Apple has pages and numbers.
Yes.
Numbers is to substitute Excel. And I think Google Docs is kind of the similar thing. So you don't have to pay for, I mean, you might be used to it, but you can trade off, try something new.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, then let's see. Oh, how many streaming services are you subscribed to?
Oh, good Lord. I have one, two, three. I think I have three.
Okay. I have a bunch. I don't even know how many I have, but Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, those are the main ones. And I've heard that some people share their subscriptions. You know, if you have Amazon, you share it with somebody else. But,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when I had Netflix, sometimes I would be, and the kids were all away, I'd be trying to watch a movie and they say too many people are using my Netflix. So I would have to call and ask them to stop doing what they're doing because I wanted to watch something. And like
Yeah.
when I remember when we first got Netflix, it used to be a disc that came in the mail. And
Mm-hmm.
then, of course, when the subscription started, it was probably $11 a month, but now it might be
Oh no,
$17.
it's I think it's 24.99, and I think it's supposed to go up.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
of those services that you can cut back because sometimes what is being shown on the streaming services, you can use one of those free apps and watch it with commercials like regular TV.
Right, right.
So, you know, that is something like, I mean, $25 a month, that's good money.
No kidding. And that adds up. And over
Mm-hmm.
the years,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But I remember when I switched to streaming, I was doing, what was I? I think I had satellite, and satellite was too expensive. So I'm just going to do this and just stream. But now I think the prices have evened out. And I have a friend who is subscribed to everything, plus BritBox, plus, you know, she probably has a $300 a month in streaming services, but she watches everything. You know, she has direct TV. I mean, everything.
Right, right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
because she doesn't want to miss anything. But if you are really on a fixed income, that is a way of cutting back. And then some of the things that, like sometimes I'll say, what did I? Oh, The Godfather. The Godfather is not on any streaming services. But one time I was like trying to tell the kids, this is a movie you have to see. You know, you just have to see it. And I paid whatever the cost was
Right.
so that my kids would be able to see The Godfather. Because you can't rent it anymore. There are no video stores.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Okay.
So I have another thought as we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about like these budget conscious options. Um, Prescription medication
Mm-hmm.
can be absolutely
Yeah.
ridiculously expensive, but we have GoodRx,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't tell you exactly how it works because thankfully, whatever meds I have are covered with my insurance. But for GoodRx, for people on a fixed income budget, maybe don't have the medical insurance, that's a great way to save.
Mm-hmm.
So you check GoodRx, you look up your medication, you present it at the pharmacy. That's the price you get, as opposed to
Yeah.
you know.
One time I was at the pharmacy and the woman said, "Oh, this is the price." And this is the pharmacist telling me, "But if you sign up for GoodRx, it'll be half off." So,
Right.
so that was really helpful. Another thing is, Raina is on her monthly medications for flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. And that medication is about $221 every 6 months, right? So that's a
Mm-hmm.
nice chunk of change. But you can take your prescription to Costco, and I think Costco, I got it for maybe $110 for
Hmm.
6 months. That was a big change. And guess what? You don't have to be a member of Costco to use the pharmacy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and Costco
Okay.
has good prices on their medications. So
Right.
that's a nice way of saving.
Okay, so speaking of Costco and healthcare, how about our glasses? My glasses, the ones I'm wearing, are a Costco. Um, I have a bunch of Costco glasses because I remember going to get my eyes checked and telling you, Candy, I cannot believe how much money I'm spending on my glasses. And you're like, what are you doing? You need to go to Costco.
Yeah,
And
but
I
I
started going to Costco, and it's like, I don't know, $59, $69 for the exam. And then you end up getting two pairs of glasses for X amount of dollars, which is far less than if you buy it in your doctor's office.
right, but guess what?
Yeah.
I discovered something better than Costco.
Okay, well, you haven't told me yet. So what
I
is
have
it?
told you. I wouldn't keep this a secret.
Oh, is this the one online? Okay.
Zenny.com. They have a lot of places online where you can get glasses. So I think I threw in the towel when I bought some glasses. They were on sale and there was a promotion. And after all the discounts, I paid $506 for my glasses
No. No.
because they were
Mm-mm.
progressive. They
Right.
were um, they were the like get darker and like sunglasses,
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they were designer. And I was so frustrated. I stayed with those glasses for a really long time. And then somebody at work told me about this option to get my glasses online. Now, how it
Mm-hmm.
works is you have to have your pupillary distance measured, so the distance between the pupils, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, your doctor can do that, but then they have apps where you just look into your camera and it will measure your pupillary distance. So you go on the website, you type in your prescription from your optometrist or ophthalmologist,
Right.
because you don't need a prescription. It's not like controlled substances.
Right. Exactly.
You just
Mm-hmm.
type in the numbers, you type in your pupillary distance. They have a try on feature. So they scan your head and then
Whoa.
you pick the glasses you want, and it like goes on, some like it goes and you see what you look like. And
Huh.
I kid you not, I have
Okay.
purchased glasses. I don't get the indoor-outdoor thing anymore. I have purchased progressive lenses in gorgeous frames, and it's cost me $80 for a pair of glasses.
Damn. Okay,
Now,
that's
of
good.
course,
That's really good.
they try and upsell you on different things. Oh, do you want anti-scratch? Do you want this? Do you want this? And of course, it can get up there. But I think, are these from? Yes, these are Zenni glasses, and these are designer. These are
Okay.
that woman Iris Apfel, who
Mm-hmm.
always wore the colorful stuff. And these I probably got for maybe $80.
Right.
And when I
Okay.
tell you, I mean, I think the purist, the ophthalmologist, will say, well, it's not exactly what I don't care. I can see. This is one of the biggest life hacks I have.
Okay. All
And
right.
that
So the
that
next time
that's
I'm ready to
why
get.
that's why I have so many glasses, because I feel like I'm treating myself. I spend $60 and I get a cool pair of glasses. Come on.
Yeah.
So, but I
I
mean,
didn't know that they measure your head and have the
oh
try
my
on feature.
gosh. Yeah,
That's
because
great.
my head is so big. I do not want something that just like looks like teeny glass.
Right. And for me, I have to have the nose bridge things
Uh-huh.
because my cheeks are so fat and the glasses sit on my cheeks and then I get lines.
Uh-huh. No, no. This is, and you know what? We did like a little video on our Instagram page about all my glasses. It was like when
We
I
did.
was,
I remember.
yeah, yeah. So that is a huge hack. Huge hack. Like they're
All
so
right.
inexpensive, you can just change them every day.
So it's, I mean, we know that there are ways to budget and save money, but you really need to be intentional about it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you just want to compare the costs from different stores.
Mm-hmm.
What did I do the other day? I was in the market and there was chicken breast. I forget how much it's usually, 6.99 a pound. I don't remember. Um, and there was a big old label
Buy one,
like,
get one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
when I
like
buy my chicken.
I'm like, I don't need this, but I'm buying this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or how about sometimes when some goods are close to the expiration date at the supermarket and you get it for a fraction of the cost?
Oh yeah.
Just put it in the freezer.
That stuff has my name written all over it. I am not a scornful woman, you
Put
know?
it in the freezer
Yeah.
until you're ready to use it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so again, there are things that you can find and like, yeah, I'm going to do this,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to spending the full price on
Right.
that pack of chicken
Right.
or whatever it is you're going to buy.
Yeah.
No.
I feel better knowing I got a deal on stuff. I'm just, it makes me happier to say, you know what? Like, and that's one thing about me. Like, I get compliments on my clothing, and I am not a person who can just say, oh, thank you. I'll have to say, I got it for $17.
Yes.
I
Yes.
feel like I have to share just so I can, like, it's like a little bit of gloating. Like, I look good, but look how good, look on the cheap, you
Yep.
know?
I do the same thing. Oh, I got this such and such, or
Mm-hmm.
this was $12.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't be that like, oh, thank you so much. I can't act like I have more money and I spend more money than I do.
Right,
So
right.
we are
That's so funny.
forgetting a very obvious discount.
We're freaking. Are you talking about a senior discount?
Yes.
A senior discount.
Yes, that's 55 and above.
I use that whenever I can. I go to the movies. I'm like, I'd like to get the senior discount ticket. And
Yes.
my husband's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm saving my $2. Are you
Uh-huh.
kidding me?"
Yeah.
And then, okay. And then how about at Ross on
Tuesday,
Tuesdays?
it's
There's a senior
10% off.
discount.
Yeah. 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 Yep.
So, it's like I got to this age. If there's a discount to be had,
I
even if it's
want
a
it.
dollar,
Uh-huh.
I'm taking it.
There's a discount at Goodwill also on certain days. I think Tuesday might be the uniform day, the days
Yeah,
where
yeah.
where
It's
they give.
It honestly just feels good.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I'm getting a bargain, a
Uh-huh.
steal, a whatever, but I'm saving my $2 and
Right.
I will take it all
Right.
day, every day.
Right.
The
Um,
senior discount.
how about this? The no paper plates. We've talked about this. Judy and I do not use paper plates because it's bad for the environment, but just get some cheap plates and use those plates. Save your money. Wash the plates.
And you know what? You don't have to get some fancy set. You
No.
can, again, let's go back to Dollar Tree,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Well,
can
be
get a
careful
whole
about,
set.
oh yeah, the crockery plates at Dollar
Yes.
Tree
Yes.
are good. They're
They're
um
pretty they're pretty
There's
sturdy.
no. And guess what? This is another hack that I've shared. When I have large parties, like when I had Yaya's graduation party, like I am not a paper plate woman. I I have, of course, nice plates, but I don't have 50 of the nice plates. So I go to Dollar Tree and I would get the plain white plates.
Mhm.
And if somebody breaks it, I don't care. It was $1.50. But
Right.
if you can deck out your house in Dollar Tree with crockery plates, glasses. I can't vouch for the cutlery. They might be very bendable and foldable, but guess what? You can get those at estate sales. I've
Oh,
seen like
yes, you
a
can.
package of a setting for 8 for like $3 at estate sales, and it's
Mhm.
good stainless steel or whatever they use, whatever metal they use. Yeah. So the last tip I have, and I'm sure there are many out there,
Yes,
is
there are.
that you don't have to have paper towels in your house. You can use cloth towels. I have so
Mhm.
many cloth towels in my kitchen, and I like to use the kitchen towels just because of the environmental impact that I feel like I'm lessening. Certain things do require paper towels, but I don't it takes me a while to go through paper towels.
Mhm.
But I definitely use the cloth towels, and you don't need to buy a box of tissue. You can use toilet paper to blow your nose, you know so that is a savings as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you know what, I just thought of another thing. We pay
What?
a pink tax. Like, you can get a razor and it's pink and pretty, and it's more than the man's razor.
Oh, yes.
So
Yes, you are
yeah,
absolutely
you
correct.
can get like shaving cream to shave your legs, the pretty pink one, or you can get chic men's shaving cream, and it will be less.
Which is the same
It's the
stuff.
same
Maybe a
stuff.
different fragrance.
Yeah, uh-huh. But those are ways you can decrease your spending.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, again, I think you could probably Google it and find 100 other ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I think the reason we felt that we should address this topic is because we all like to save a dollar or two,
Yeah.
all of us. And if we can find little ways to save a dollar or two, that can add up.
Yeah.
And that might be, the splurge on the shoes that you found at
Mm-hmm.
Nordstrom Rack. That might be, something else that you might really want. So just bear these things in mind as you go about your shopping and where you're doing the shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I recognize as a grown ass adult woman is that before there might have been like, oh, I don't want to tell anybody that I shop at Ross.
I do
And
not
now it's
care.
like, I shop at Ross.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you
we
know.
had Jill Holmes, who's a friend of mine from high school, on here. She retired several years ago, like 8 years ago, and she was saying she shops at Marshall's, and she's like a
Yeah,
big Hollywood producer. But now that she's retired, you just get stuff. It doesn't
yeah.
matter. And there are all types of tricks for shopping at those discount stores. Um, TJ Maxx has a certain section called um, Runway, which is actually designer goods at TJ Maxx. And if you
Mm-hmm.
go to certain TJ Maxx stores in nicer neighborhoods, you'll get better stuff.
Right.
So if you live in the hood, go to a nice area, go to that TJ Maxx, and you'll find nicer stuff.
There's also at Macy's Backstage,
Mm-hmm.
which is a whole other department store: men, women, kids, baby, shoes, lingerie, at far discounted prices.
Mm-hmm.
So again, there are different avenues that you can explore to save, that money and to remain on budget.
And then the best discount is if you have a rich friend and they're giving stuff away. I have some things in this house from a friend who was just clearing stuff out, and
Yeah.
it looks great. And then if
Yeah.
I'm FaceTiming her, she's like, "Is that my rug?" I said, "Yes, it looks good." I love that because guess what? If I had it and I could give it away, I certainly would.
Yeah, and I would take it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd take it from you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we're about done with
Mm-hmm.
our thrifty budget saving ideas for this evening. So we want to thank you for joining us for this episode of Two Sisters of a Certain Age, Conversations with a Therapist and a Doctor. Love to hear from you. Reach out to us. Let us know your thoughts. What are your tips and tricks for saving $1 or $2? Candy, how can folks reach us?
Two Sisters of a Certain Age on Instagram, 2soka podcast@gmail.com, and 2soka on YouTube. Guess what, Judy? I'm not feeling as tired as I was when I started. This conversation has put some pep in my step.
I agree with you. Yeah, I might not need to go to sleep
right
now.
No, it feels good. It feels good.
All right, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.